Hello everyone, my name is Yupeng Chen. I'm from NTU Singapore. I'm going to share with you my research on how to make referral programs more effective. And this is joint work with Bowen. So as many of us have encountered in our daily life, referral programs reward current customers for bringing in new customers. For instance, in the case of Dropbox, a current customer receives 1 GB of free storage space for every friend who joins and installs Dropbox. And in the case of Chase Bank, a current customer receives $100 for each friend who applies for and receives a Chase Freedom Card. So as a customer acquisition method, referral programs are cost-effective, and they provide access to prospective customers whom other customer acquisition methods may not be able to reach. And as a result, they have become widely adopted in practice recently. So given the importance of referral programs, researchers have investigated how they work and how to make them more effective. I broadly categorize the empirical literature on referral programs into 2 streams of research. The first line of work studies the impact of program features such as the size of the reward, the allocation of the reward between the referring customer and the referred customer, and the framing of the call to action message on referral outcomes such as the referral likelihood and the number of successful referrals. And here I want to point out that these referral outcomes, they are focused only on the acquisition of new customers, but they do not take into account the value of new customers, which are something that managers apparently care about. The second line of our work studies the relationship between referral programs and customer value. And the key finding of this line of work is that customers acquired through referral programs can be more valuable than customers acquired through other channels. In this research, we are interested in understanding how can firms increase the value brought in through referral programs. Here by value, I mean the profit generated by the referred customers over an extended time period, such as months or years. While not being previously studied in the literature, this research question is actually closely related to the prior research. So similar to the first line of work we just mentioned, here we are also interested in understanding how firms can vary the program features to make the referral programs more effective. The difference is that the prior research focuses on the number of referred customers, while we take into account both the number and the value of referred customers in studying the total value of referred customers. Similar to the second line of work, we are also interested in understanding the value of referred customers. But the difference is that the prior research focuses on the comparison between the referred customers and the non-referred customers, while we are interested in understanding whether firms can do something proactively to make referral programs more effective in generating value. So to motivate our solution to the research question, we go back to the 2 examples we just used. In both examples, a referring customer is rewarded contingent only on the acquisition of his referred customers. And I want to point out that these 2 examples, they are not the exceptions. Rather, they are the representatives of most referral programs adopted in practice. So when such an acquisition-based reward is offered, the referred customer does not need to do anything post-acquisition in order for the referring customer to receive the reward. And therefore, managers could be concerned that they are not doing enough to motivate current customers to invite high-value new customers if they only offer such an acquisition-based reward. To address this issue, we propose that firms should reward a referring customer based on the performance of his referred customers, in addition to offering such an acquisition-based reward. Here, performance refers to the measurable behaviors during a short time period, such as days or weeks. Examples of performance could include, in the case of Dropbox, whether a new customer has upgraded her account and become a paying customer within the first 2 weeks. And in the case of Chase Bank, it could be the total spending of a new customer during the first month of her credit card opening. So the rationale behind our proposal is that by offering current customers a performance-based reward, we are giving them an economic incentive to invite friends of good performance who could later turn into customers of high value. Of course, there are concerns about our proposed use of performance-based rewards. So first, it may crowd out customers' intrinsic motivations to invite high-value new customers, and even worse, it may make referring customers feel that they are exploiting their social connections to seek economic reward, in which case the psychological costs imposed could actually make current customers less likely to make referrals. And second, good performance during a short time period does not necessarily translate into high value over an extended time period. So to test the empirical validity of our proposal, we conducted a field experiment. For this experiment, we collaborated with a Chinese online financial services firm which offers one flexible deposit and multiple fixed deposits. The firm also runs a referral program in which a referring customer is rewarded an investment coupon once a friend opens an account. And as you can see, this is an acquisition-based reward. We ran a 30-day campaign involving slightly more than 80,000 current customers, and we randomly assigned these customers into two conditions. In the control condition, only the regular referral program was implemented, while in the treatment condition, in addition to the regular referral program, we also offered referring customers a performance-based reward, in which performance is defined as whether a new customer has invested at least 10,000 Chinese yuan in fixed deposits during the campaign. And for each referred customer satisfying this criterion, the referring customer would receive 50 Chinese yuan or around $7 as a reward. And for each referred customer, we track her investment behaviors over 480 days, starting from the beginning of the experiment. Now we briefly talk about how we construct the value measure. For each referred customer, we use her investment behaviors to construct her daily asset level under management. So to be more specific, we use the term AIT to refer to the ith referred customer's asset level under management on day T. And we make the assumption that the margin M is constant across deposits and over time. Under this assumption, the profit generated by the ith referred customer on day T is simply the product between AIT and M. And by taking the sum over the 480 days, we obtain the total profit generated by the ith referred customer. And here I want to point out that we actually do not observe the value for the margin M. But fortunately, since the margin M is a common factor in the specification of the value V, we can safely remove it. And also, in order to obtain a reasonable scale, instead of working with the sum of AITs, we decide to work with the average of AITs. So now let's take a look at the findings. We first compare these two conditions in terms of the number of referred customers. We find that the treatment increases the number of referred customers slightly, while the effect is insignificant. So these findings suggest that if we had followed the previous literature in using the number of referred customers as the primary referral outcome, we would conclude that our proposed performance-based reward is ineffective. Now, taking into account both the number and the value of referred customers, we compare these two conditions in terms of the total value of referred customers. We find that the treatment increases the total value of referred customers by more than 110%, and the effect is significant. Therefore, by offering a 50 Chinese yuan performance-based reward, we are able to substantially increase the value brought in through the referral program. And here I want to point out that for these two comparisons, the observational units are the current customers. And these two comparisons also suggest that the real difference between these two conditions lies in the difference between the average value of the referred customers. So confirming our intuition, we find that on average, the referred customers acquired in the treatment condition are around 90% more valuable than the referred customers acquired in the control condition. We also conduct a robustness check in which, for each referred customer acquired in the treatment condition, we exclude her first 10,000 Chinese yuan investments in the fixed deposits, which are the investments that qualify the referring customer for the 50 Chinese yuan performance-based rewards. We find that even after such an exclusion, the comparisons between these two conditions remain largely the same. We also learn from the managers that the firm does not lose money by offering a 50 Chinese yuan reward in return for a 10,000 Chinese yuan fixed deposit investments. Therefore, by combining these two pieces of information, we conclude that the treatment increases the profits generated even after we take into account the cost it incurs. We note that our proposed performance-based reward could, in theory, induce customers to engage in opportunistic behaviors in which a current customer invites a friend who would invest exactly or slightly above 10,000 Chinese yuan in the fixed deposits in order for the referring customer to receive the 50 Chinese yuan performance-based rewards. To empirically investigate this issue, we compare the percentage of such referred customers between these two conditions, and we find that this percentage is significantly higher in the treatment condition. And this provides suggestive evidence that our proposed 50 Chinese yuan performance-based reward could indeed induce opportunistic behaviors from customers. And I think this could serve as a cautionary note for the future application of performance-based rewards. So just to briefly summarize, adding a modest 50 Chinese yuan performance-based reward in our field experiment increases the value brought in through the referral program by more than 110%. And we find that the effect is primarily driven by the acquisition of higher value referred customers instead of more referred customers. And we also find that this performance-based reward could invite opportunistic behaviors from customers. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you again for your time.